So if you don't know anything about It, Welcome to Derry, it would probably require some explanation. It was a book that Stephen King wrote, probably when he was on a lot of drugs early in his career. And it's like a really good novel about this scary clown that haunts young kids. And it's like the kids when they're kids and then the kids when they grow up. And there's like these two intersecting stories. This was also I believe, 80s miniseries. It was either like early 90s or late 80s miniseries on TV with Tim Curry as Pennywise. It's kind of crappy. It hasn't aged particularly well. So, of course, in true Hollywood fashion, in the 2010s, we got the inevitable reboot movie series. So we had It, and then we had It Chapter 2. These movies were pretty well received. The first one was great, really put Bill Skarsgård on the map as an actor. And then the sequel was like pretty good. I think the first half was much better because the story of the kids is like fresh and engaging, and then having these kids just be grown up in the sequel is a little bit jarring and weird, so the sequel didn't work as well. And now we're getting a prequel HBO series, and that's where we are. So let's talk about the first episode of It, Welcome to Derry. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel. You can also find me on X, Instagram, and Rumble. I post simultaneously every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time on all of those places. So thank you for engaging with the content. Let me know what you think in the comments, of course. And let's discuss this first episode of this show. I think this is a great start. I really, really, really do. I think there's a lot to love about the first episode of this series. I don't know much about what's going to happen. I don't know if this is a mini series. I have no idea how many seasons they're planning. But I do know this is like a great way to launch things off. So we are like in the titular town of Derry, Maine. Pennywise is not really like a known quantity to anybody in this town yet, as far as we know. We do know that there's like this ancient evil that's in town and things are really messed up. And we're introduced to this young kid who is trying to leave. And he has like his little friend group that it doesn't seem like him particularly well. And then we follow these like children as they are like experiencing visions and hauntings. And they all have like pretty messed up backgrounds. And the show really does have to nail the casting of these young actors, and it does. It gives us like engaging characters that we actually really do like feel the stakes for, and we want to know what happens to them. Ultimately, we care about these characters because they're well written and because they have stories that we care about, and ultimately like they're really well acted by the performers. So I think that really does a great job of bringing us in this first episode. Again, I don't know anything about subsequent episodes. I will review them on a weekly basis after this until we're done with the season. But the show's also like, make no mistake about it, extremely like violent and gory and bloody, and I think that works in its favor. There is a scene where a woman delivers, and lights, like some light spoilers, a woman delivers a monster baby with wings in the front seat of a car, and it's really screwed up and kind of great. It's one of the most violent scenes I have seen in pretty much any piece of cinema, or piece of media, I should say. This isn't a movie, but yeah, it's really great. I think this particular season, this particular like pilot episode is really fantastic. It also has like an insanely bonkers ending, and probably my favorite thing. This is like a really deep cut, and not a lot of people are going to get this particular like reason that I love this episode. It starts off with a full blown like scene of The Music Man, the classic 60s Meredith Willson musical. And like there's this running like theme like with the song You Got Trouble, and it's like intimately woven throughout the entire like episode. So don't want to spoil too much, but like the fact that like you have Robert Preston singing like this famous song from this famous musical throughout the episode, I think is really cool, especially as somebody who grew up kind of watching those old classic musicals as a kid. I love that that's such like a deep part of this episode. I'm interested to see if they do more of that or if it goes anywhere else. But as like the target audience for that particular reference, I loved it. I thought that was really cool that it's worked into this episode so intricately. I'm excited to see what happens next. I think maybe a little bit nervous because like I just don't know what I don't know. There's not really like a lot of Pennywise in this. There's actually no Pennywise in this. There's a little bit of like physical allusion to him in one scene in particular, but he's not really like a part of this episode all that much, at least as far as we know. But that could change. We could see more from him. I'm excited to see where they go next. Really great first start. Super intrigued to see what direction the series goes from here, but off to a great start. Excited to watch the second episode. Really one of the best first episodes of any show that I have ever seen. Like it got its claws into me immediately, which I think is great. Not a lot of shows do that, with me in particular. But I think this one did a great job with that. So fantastic introduction. Let's see where it goes from here as far as horror movie prequels that are now TV shows go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I way off base? And I'll see you next Saturday at 9 a.m.